Okay, so now that I'm happy that the assembly is functioning, I'm going to just build a basic harness to try and piggyback it off my car now. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to add some outputs from the factory Loom, just so I can piggyback the Megasquirt for a while, just to try and get it calibrated and see how it all works, and get a hang of the system and everything. So what I'm going to get first, obviously, is a plus 12 volts, negative 12 volts, an ignition switch signal. Now the Series 2 EA82 system has a an optical crank angle sensor, so they have an outer high resolution signal on an optical disc and an inner low resolution signal. So I'm going to pick up both, because we have the Megasquirt 3 with the expansion board. So crank angle sensor reference, crank angle sensor position signal, and just the coolant thermosensor. This is only a 1-wire coolant. Well, it's a 2-wire, but it just shares a body ground, so we don't have a signal ground all the way back to the ECU, unfortunately, but it'll have to do for now. So yeah, power and then 4 outputs just to begin with. So how I'm going to do that is with my ECU adapter lead, so I can just piggyback the Megasquirt onto my factory Loom and still have the factory ECU running, and just pick up some of the signals. So I just need to tap into these 6 wires, and I'm just going to add female bullets like I have on the other bypasses and taps that I've done before. And yeah, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, so there we have all the outputs, or the preliminary outputs anyway, to piggyback in the Megasquirt into the wiring adapter. So I'm going to plug that in now and see what we come up with. Cool. Okay, so I've got my DB37 female connector. It's for the MS3 mainboard, and just some wiring that I've got lying around. I'm not going to use the official colours just yet, because this is just basically a test loom. I've got the wiring diagram and the pinouts, and also this pinout from a how-to guide on on the website for the Subaru. So I'm going to use these three and sort of make my own loom, just to piggyback. So basically what I'm going to use is the power, the ground, the coolant thermosensor output, the optical low resolution output from the Subaru, which is listed as reference, or pin 17. That's what I'm going to be using for tack input on the Megasquirt, and that's basically it for the mainboard loom. And then piggyback it and see if we can get RPM sync. Okay, so here's the lead that I've just made up. It's just got four basic connections at the moment. Ground, which is shared amongst 5 pins, pin 19, 18, 17, 16 and 15. We've got the main 12 volt in, which is pin 28. We've got the crank angle in, which is called tack on the Megasquirt, which is pin 24, and I've just got the coolant thermosensor input as well, which is pin 21. So it's just a basic patch loom. Got the connectors on the end of it, which made up to the female versions that I put on my ECU adapter loom, so I can just plug it straight in. So now I'm just going to make up a patch lead for the MS3x board. So this will give us our cam input, which I'm also going to piggyback at the moment. So we've got the DB37 male connector, and I'm just going to get the grounds off it according to the diagram, and the cam in. Okay, so here's my patch loom for the MS3x board. I've basically just got two leads. One is a common ground to pins 2, 3, 8, 12 and 17, and one to cam input, which is pin 32. So the ground lead, I'm just going to piggyback onto the MS3 mainboard ground, and the cam in is going to the high res portion of the optical wheel on the car, which they call position, which is pin 8 on the Subaru ECU, which I've already got the piggyback connector on the ECU adapter lead. So let's plug the MS3X up now and see what happens.